Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We are Stubblemelt.
I think it started, the concept was probably about 4 years ago, but I mean, it's slowly evolved constantly until, you know, you push on. It's sometimes like 2 steps forward and a step back, 2 steps forward and a step back, and juggling everything. But yeah, I mean, Stubblemelt, I'd say just over 2 years, 3 years now.
Me and Carl tend to write a lot of the lyrics. He'll say different. He likes to say he does a lot of the writing, but we've had many conversations on the way to football as we play football together. We write tracks on the way there.
I am the keyboard player, saxophone player, backing vocalist, brunette in the band. That's my job role.
So much you can do with a drum kit. So many different sounds you can make, so many different rhythms. It's such a diverse instrument. You know, one day you could be playing jazz, next minute you could be playing rock, next minute you could, there's an definitive sort of style you can play in.
I've been playing lead guitar since I was about 11 or 12. My dad bought me a Yamaha acoustic from the car boot for about £3 or £4.
I'm a big believer in fate, and everything falls into pieces. And I mean, it even goes back to like when we originally come up with the concept Stubblemelt, and we saw it as this big, like the Hollywood sign, something as ridiculous as that. It was like, we need 2 women in the band. We have to have 2 women in the band. And it was only like the other day we was talking about it, and it was like, actually, how strange. Maybe it's now. Maybe our time is now.
The Melt lineup has changed so many times, but me, Kyle, and Mash are the original 3 in the band. So Amy jumped on board last year, and obviously Sarah jumped on board this year. I actually think this is the final setup now. This is it. There's not going to be any more changes.
A lot of bands fail, and you think they should have been destined for big things, or it's like the chemistry. It's definitely the chemistry in a band. It is an intense environment constantly. I freelance graphic design. I play semi-professional football now. I mean, when I started the band, or the idea of the band, I was a professional footballer, and I have been for the last 10 years nearly now. And then obviously I'm a dad as well, so it is a juggling routine in all aspects of life, but I wouldn't have it any other way really.
The band takes up a lot of my time, but when I'm not, with the band, I'm a carpenter by trade. I also like to play football, which I do at a decent level. I actually played professional for 5 years. But due to band commitments and work commitments now, because I've ventured away from football a little bit, but I still play a decent standard, playing the conference, televised matches throughout the season. So it's a hobby I'm fortunate enough to get paid for as well.
What I do outside of the band is I'm a dance instructor, so I do street dancing, Zumba, I teach Zumba. I also work in a casting agency, so I recruit people for soaps and movies and things like that.
What I do when I'm not in the band is I'm a teacher in a school. I'm a teacher for a secondary school in Birmingham, but I'm also a primary school teacher of music. So some days I actually have music in a school in Preston, and I coordinate Key Stage 3, Key Stage 4 and Key Stage 5, and then I do a lot of primary school teaching as well.
I work at a hospital. I'm an orthotic appliance officer. It sounds very complicated. It's people that need made-to-measure shoes and insoles and leg braces, back braces, that sort of stuff, so they come to us to get them. It's just an admin role, it's nothing clinical. I'm not that not that skilled.
I love the challenge, I love the fight, I love the passion that comes with it, and I love the satisfaction when you've wrote a record, released a record, shot a video, took it to a live show, it's a sellout show, and there's just so many different rewards which come with that. I'm on the telly. We're gonna watch Peppa Pig now. Regan watch Peppa Pig. Daddy talk. Daddy watch Peppa Pig and Regan talk. Okay, Regan talk and Daddy watch Peppa Pig. So Regan answers the questions and Daddy watch Peppa Pig.
People, I think, are almost afraid to show off the talents, and I also think, you know, there's a lot of women out there who are strong females but perhaps haven't got anything to back themselves up. For example, Kim Kardashian is one who I don't know what she's famous for.
She is.
But she is, and I think there isn't so much a problem with that, but I think that there's a lot of girls out there who perhaps think it's all about image and it's all about the way that they look and how much money they're wearing or money they're spending, and I don't think it needs to be about that. I think it, you know, it can come from within. So if you've got a talent, you should use it, and not be afraid to get out there and be confident with it. And
I mean, I think everyone's the same in life. People say, how can you be in a band and play football? I'm like, how can you not? Like, tell them about Stubblemelt.
Who's in charge? That's such a difficult question.
The band gaffer, should I say.
In charge. Let's have a think.
I would probably say Kyle is in charge of the band.
I'd probably say Kyle.
Myself, probably. I mean, that's not by choice. I mean, sometimes it's an obsession. I think it has to be with everyone. I mean, you read like David Beckham's book. He says everything starts with like an obsession or something. Don't talk. I have to talk to the camera.
also, I think it's all quite equal, I would say, as the newbie coming into it all.
Are you tired? Do you need a nap? Oh, there you go. There we go. There we go.
What motivates me? Music. Just full stop. Like, I don't think a single minute goes by when I'm not thinking about a piece of music, singing it in my head, listening to it, thinking about what we're going to do, our next gig. Like, if I didn't have that, I don't know where I'd be.
The bands and the music that inspires me, I've always listened to, from a very early age, Jimi Hendrix, The Jam, The Who, and then I sort of went a little bit more rock and metal, so it was more like Rise Against, No Bragging Rights, Rage Against the Machine, so I'm quite influenced by quite heavy rock, but also melodic, so things like Muse as well, things like that.
I've always enjoyed life. I've always got up every day with a smile on my face, ready to go out and achieve something or create something or inspire. Regan just makes the world a better place, really. That's the best way to put it. I mean, you go through so many struggles, but when you're with him, nothing else matters. You see his face, whether you're dancing both in your underwear in the living room, or it's just me and him eating at the table, or out in the park or by a lake. You can't compare to moments like that, and I think they inspire. I think those little moments inspire, or just, I suppose it's the way of the world. Like I say, I like my philosophy and faith, and I just think you feel complete, you feel whole.
So I've been playing drums for nearly 12 years now. Started playing piano when I was 5, playing songs, but then I was always so interested in the sound each instrument makes.
I am on a crusade, but that's with all things in life. I mean, from my perspective, if I didn't have the band, I would have crumbled a couple of years back with the situation I've been in my personal life.
You know, you look at certain bands, your Kasabians of the world, your Queen of the Stone Age, and they play at the biggest arenas and they play in the biggest festivals, and we're here for longevity. There's certain bands who have come and gone, bands you've seen now, and they have a couple of songs out there, and that's all you ever hear of them. We don't want to be that band. We want to be the band that does play the big festivals, does play the big arenas, but we want to be here for 10 and 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. We want to be a band that you remember, you know, like my dad remembers The Who and going to watch The Who when he was 18, 19, 20, and we want to be a band now that people can say in 50 years' time, oh, I want to watch Stubblemelt when I was 18, and that's what we want to be, you know, just loving what we do, believing in what we do, and, you know, instead of me going out to work at 5:30 in the morning and coming back at 6, you know, using a saw, I want to be writing tracks and performing and, you know, doing the thing that I really love.
I think we're all damaged in some way. I'm totally fine with how I am and how things are. It's just the way of the world. But yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. Because it's brought me where I am today, and I'm in a good place, and I've got my loved ones around me, and I'm getting the chance to try and achieve the things I want to do, and you know, that's priceless, really. I don't see your lovers, only smiling faces. I don't see me in your eyes. Face to face with questions, up in arms with progress, and I don't need you in my arms. I don't see your lovers, only smiling faces. I don't see